Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Your Absolute Mind, where we explore mental health and ways in which we can all become mentally healthy. I'm your host Paula Sweet, and today we're looking into a topic that's both intriguing and incredibly useful. And it's one that I've stumbled upon whilst listening to a brilliant conversation between Steven Bartlett and a former CIA operative, Andrew Bustamante. Now, these clips from Steven's episodes have become viral, and I wanted to jump on and add a key piece that I think has been missing. So Steven and Andrew were discussing a tool that Andrew calls perception versus perspective. And as I listened, I realised that this concept is strikingly similar to a well-known therapy tool in NLP that's called perceptual positions. Now, this all came about when Steven asked Andrew about the most useful tools from the CIA. So let's break it down in this episode in a way that's easy to grasp and actionable for you, so there's no more CIA and NLP therapy speak. Now, Andrew Bustamante describes perception versus perspective as a tool that helps us to see situations more clearly by differentiating between what we perceive and the various perspectives that can be applied to any given situation. So imagine this. You're at a party and you see someone across the room who you think is giving you the cold shoulder. Now, that's your perception. It's immediate and it's raw, and often it's emotionally charged. But then you step back and consider different perspectives. Now, maybe this person's had a bad day, maybe they didn't even see you, or perhaps they're just naturally reserved. Literally, you have a second chance at transforming your initial perception. And Bustamante emphasizes that by consciously shifting from our initial perception to considering multiple perspectives, we can gain a more balanced and a comprehensive understanding of situations. Now, this not only helps in making better decisions, but it also reduces unnecessary stress and misunderstandings. Now, let's talk about the NLP. Neuro-linguistic programming tool that's called perceptual positions. Now, this is where things get interesting because it's almost like we're talking about the same tool but from a different angle. So perceptual positions in NLP involves looking at situation from 3 different viewpoints. Now, I use this tool all the time with clients. It's within the Your Absolute Mind app and when consulting with businesses on how to build a mentally healthy workplace culture. So I'll break it down for you. Now, there are typically 3 stages. There's the first position, second position, and third position. Now, first position, this is your perspective. This is how you see, how you hear, and how you feel about the situation at hand. Again, emotionally charged, and it's yours, it's raw, it's real. Then the second position, this is where you step into the shoes of the other person that's involved, and you try to experience the situation as they would, which can become eye-opening. And then the third position, this is the observer's viewpoint. So imagine you're a fly on the wall watching the interaction that's happening between you and the other person. Now, this position helps you to see the dynamics objectively without that emotional involvement of the first 2 positions. Now, what's really interesting, CIA or therapy training aside, many people do this without giving it a second thought. But now you know about it consciously, you can begin to apply it. And essentially, by moving through these positions, you can understand the situation more fully and respond in a way that's more empathetic and effective. So why are these tools so powerful? Now, whether you call it perception versus perspective or perceptual positions, the underlying magic lies in the ability to shift our viewpoints. And here's why it's so transformative. It gives you an enhanced understanding of situations that come up in your life. When you step outside of your immediate perception, you often find that the reality is more nuanced. This deeper understanding can improve relationships, decision-making. It can improve so many aspects of our life when we can step outside of that emotional response. This can reduce conflicts. Now, many conflicts arise from misunderstandings, and by considering other perspectives, you can resolve or even prevent those conflicts from happening. It's like having a secret key to unlock better communication. It helps with emotional regulation. So viewing a situation from multiple angles can diffuse strong emotions. Instead of reacting on impulse, you respond thoughtfully. Now, this is a game changer for your emotional health. It also helps with empathy and compassion. Now, walking in someone else's shoes fosters that empathy. It's a powerful way to build stronger and more compassionate connections with others around you. It gives us an objective insight. Now, the third position, or the observer's viewpoint, this gives you the gift of objectivity. It's like hitting the pause button on your emotions and seeing things as they are, not as you feel they initially are. And if you haven't checked it out already, Your Absolute Mind app is all about how we can each learn the tools in mental health to help us become the version that we really want to. Now, I believe that mental health tools should be practical. They should be relatable and easy to integrate into daily life. Perception versus perspective and perceptual positions are core components of how I teach people, whether face-to-face, via the app, or through consulting. And doing so enhances their mental well-being. So here's how you can start using this tool today. The first step is to become aware of your immediate perceptions. When you find yourself in a challenging situation, pause and just acknowledge your initial thoughts and feelings. Try to shift your perspective. So deliberately step into the second and third positions. Ask yourself, how might the other person see this? And what would an outsider or an observer think? Now, this can be done in your mind or even out loud as a form of self-coaching. Write down your experiences from different perspectives. It can solidify your understanding and reveal patterns in your thinking and your behavior. And then the next time you're in a disagreement or a stressful situation, just consciously use these tools. Over time, it becomes second nature. And then share the technique. Share it with your friends and your family. Now, not only will this help them, but discussing it with others will deepen your own understanding and your commitment to the practice. So let me share a couple of real life examples to illustrate the impact of these tools. Imagine you're at work and a colleague snaps at you. Your initial perception might be that they're rude or that they don't like you. But then you shift to the second position and consider their perspective. Maybe they're under a lot of pressure or they've received some bad news. And then from the third position, you see the interaction as an observer and notice that they're usually friendly, which suggests this is out of character for them. Now, by considering these perspectives, instead of reacting with anger, you might respond with kindness or even offer some support. Now, this not only improves your relationship, but also reduces your own stress. Now, another example, you're having a disagreement with a loved one. Your perception might be that they're being unreasonable. But when you step into their shoes, you might realize that they're feeling unheard or misunderstood. Viewing the situation as an observer might reveal that both of you are talking past each other rather than truly listening. Now, using these insights, you can shift from confrontation to a constructive conversation. This will lead to resolution that respects both viewpoints. So whether we're talking about perception versus perspective or perceptual positions, the ability to shift our viewpoint is a powerful tool for mental health and our personal growth. It helps us to understand situations more fully, reduce conflicts, regulate our emotions, and build empathy. Now, these tools are not just theoretical concepts, but they're practical strategies that can be integrated into your daily lives to improve your mental well-being. Now, I'm committed to sharing techniques like these that empower you to become mentally healthy and resilient. Remember, the next time you're faced with a challenging situation, just pause and consider, what's my perception? What are the other perspectives? And what would an objective observer see? And this simple practice, it can transform how you interact with the world and lead to a more harmonious understanding and a fulfilling life. So thank you for tuning in to this episode of Your Absolute Mind. And if you found this discussion helpful, don't forget to share it with someone who might benefit from these insights. Stay curious, stay compassionate, and keep exploring the depths of your absolute mind. For now, see you later, and I'll see you in the next episode.